Hello, hello. It's Madeline here. Thank you for joining me. I've been reflecting today on how I got from being burnt out, depleted, and really stressed inside to where I am today, talking about the life force of anger. So, how did that happen to a highly sensitive empath? So, about 3, 4 years ago, I found that my body was really tired. We had just moved to a new place, so I had less social contact, which meant less social obligations. And very shortly after that, COVID hit. So all of my work went online, and I started working out of my home office, which was just down the hallway in this rental that we were living in. And after getting my son settled in school, my life became quiet. And it became quiet, A, because I didn't have the energy for anything other than the basics, and B, there was part of me that knew this was a unique time in my life, and I needed this quiet. And so I worked online, I did my classes, and then I would basically rest and nap in between. And I would get dinner on the table if I was cooking, and I would do some cleaning up and I would rest. And I didn't really know it at the time. I just knew that I was really tired, and I kind of thought about why maybe a little bit, but there was no other options for me. And for me, COVID was a very, very quiet time. And I moved during that time, from what my obligations were, what I felt like I should be doing, to the bare essentials of what needed to be done. Now, I didn't know at that time if this was going to end. I had blood work done, nothing really came up, because I thought, man, maybe I'm really sick. I didn't even realize that I was burnt out. And I work with women all the time who are tired and burnt out and running on these engines, and then coming to a place where, like me, I was like, God, there must be something wrong with my body physically. Well, there was, but it wasn't it was coming from my outside obligations. It wasn't coming from an internal condition. It was coming from patterns of people pleasing and perfectionism, but it wasn't coming from illness yet. And I'll get to that. So you don't know if this is you right now. You might be wondering, is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to feel energy again? Am I ever going to stay up past 9 o'clock at night? Am I ever going to feel like any kind of sense of joy or happiness again? And it can be quite a scary place to be. Now, I was in a place where I wasn't rushed to go out to work. So I was grateful for that. The universe provided me this opportunity that I believe now allowed me to be here talking to you today. The other thing I found out was that I was an empath, that I had been soaking up and absorbing the emotions of other people my whole life. And all of that emotional energy was literally weighing me down in my womb, in my belly. And I found out, through further research, that our womb space actually holds these emotions until we have the time and the space to metabolize them. So grateful to my womb. But that's another story. Slowly over time, through these realizations, I started creating courses for empaths online, because I was speaking about this to women, and so many women were raising their hands and saying, me too. I understand that. I'm there too. And it really took me down this path. So I created the Empath Sanctuary, which was a really nice, really lovely, safe place for empaths. Then I created the Alive Empath, the journey to get women back on their feet. And that was great too. But I never looked under. I never overturned this last stage, this last stone that I'm now looking under. And that is actually reclaiming this alive energy that we call, it's a continuum of anger. And why is this important? It's really difficult for empaths. Often we've been absorbing other people's anger and fawning or people pleasing to quell them, to keep the peace. Is that you? Have you done that? And we have shut down that part of ourselves in our own body that contains that energy of aliveness. Now, stay with me here, because you might be thinking, I don't want to be angry. It's not about being angry. When I started tapping into anger, I became so alive and more joyful than I ever have in my life, because anger protects us. It protects us. It helps us with boundaries. It says no to this, and it says a big yes to life. And you can, and that's when I really started feeling my energy again. I didn't know. It was just the next step on my journey. That's why I'm running now Sacred Rage salons for women to come in and feel that anger in a safe way and start to move it through, start to metabolize it out of their body, and it alchemizes into something else. And it's usually life purpose, joy, love, ambition, passion, sex, money, manifesting, creating, all of these other beautiful things that come when we metabolize it. We connect with our womb again in a different way that carries our creativity and our intuition, and things become clear again. So that's where I've got to this point, and I really hope that you'll join me if this speaks to you in a Sacred Rage salon where we do it in a safe way. And my next course is going to be coming up, and it's really going to be this last chapter, although it's never last, it's always unfolding, of the Alive Empath's journey. And with this next course, you will also be getting my past courses to do some catch up, to bring you to here now and to embrace and now engage in your aliveness. So that's in a nutshell. And if you like this video, please follow me on YouTube, because I'm going to be just streaming lots of stuff about this, because it is my absolute conviction that empaths, the energy of the empath, is what is going to change the world, because we've been watching all this time. We've been absorbing, and we are in tune with truth. But we just have to clear through all the past programming, past energies that have been on this planet, and also discerning what's ours and what's not ours, to get to our own truth. And then the magic starts to happen. So like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know if this resonates, and let's do this now.